Watching is one thing. Sorting is another. A system can monitor behavior without doing much with it. The deeper risk starts when it begins deciding what that behavior means. That is the step from monitoring to profiling, and it changes everything downstream. The moment a system turns behavior into categories, the consequences can start moving long before anyone proves anything. Monitoring collects signals. Profiling gives those signals meaning. A system flags a pattern, assigns a category, and that category changes what happens next. Once a person is sorted into a risk tier, the institution on the other end starts treating the category like a fact. The label becomes the starting point for decisions about access, priority, or suspicion. Those categories do not need to be right to carry weight. A weak match, an incomplete signal, or a bad inference can still trigger a real response. The harm does not wait for certainty. It begins the moment a system turns a guess into a category, and an institution treats that category as a reason to act. This is not only a policing story. Sorting systems are already showing up in hiring, workplace monitoring, insurance, and access decisions. Once a system can classify behavior in one high-stakes domain, the same logic moves into others. The issue is broader than criminal justice. It reaches into the ordinary systems that shape how people work, apply, and get evaluated every day. The problem also runs deeper than technical error. A model does not arrive in a vacuum. It inherits the data, the categories, and the assumptions of the institutions around it. That means it can scale existing bias without anyone designing it to. And if history is any guide, categories built for triage and suspicion do not stay narrow. Once institutions depend on them, they tend to widen, and that widening usually happens quietly. If sorting people into categories is the real escalation, then the deepest question is who controls the line, who decides which signals matter, what level of match counts as enough, and what triggers a flag, a referral, or a restriction. That is the threshold question, and that is where the real power underneath profiling actually lives. That is where this series goes next.